The other day I'd asked on Twitter, how much of your portfolio do you have in Bitcoin? And the responses were all over the place. You had people saying they had 50%, you had people saying they had less than 2%, and everywhere in between. And I asked this in a few of my different social media channels, and I remember one response in particular, it said that they were waiting. They were waiting to see how this whole cryptocurrency thing was going to play out, which, I get that to an extent, but how long are you going to wait? And this is not a commercial or a plug for cryptocurrency at all. What this is a plug for is the willingness to take some risk, the willingness to try out, test out something new, because you don't know how it's going to play out, and you really can't make money, you can't build wealth if you're not willing to take some risk. And this is something that I have experienced basically my whole life. And this is not just with investing, but also with my business, I guess also investing into myself, the willingness to put myself out there and try new things. And the whole point, what I want to talk about with this video, is the willingness to test out a few things, whether that be cryptocurrency or investing into options. Maybe it's just buying a Tesla stock, because the reality is that if you are sitting on the sideline waiting for the right opportunity, chances are you're going to wait too long and miss out. And here's the beauty of this right now, because this is a situation we are in a world with technology that you can test out new things without going broke. The fact that you can buy a fractional share of Bitcoin, the fact that you can open an investment account with Webull or Robinhood with your smartphone and buy a fractional share of Tesla stock or Facebook stock or any stock, or start trading options in a matter of minutes, all with your smartphone. Obviously, there is some danger to that as well. But if you are just testing out and putting a small amount of money into Bitcoin, into some sort of technology stock, just so that you can become versed and have a better understanding of how it works. Because the one thing that will not happen, and I guarantee you, you will not learn sitting on the sidelines. You will not learn following the hashtag Bitcoin on Twitter. Yeah, you're going to learn a little bit, but the reality is that you have to put yourself out there. And the simple way to do that is to open an investment account with any of these places. It could be BlockFi, which I've talked about in previous videos. It could be Coinbase. I mentioned Robinhood, Webull, M1 Finance. There are all these different outfits that you can start investing that don't require a lot of money. And that is how you learn. And whenever you start doing this, when you start testing out a few things, dabbling, and not putting a whole lot of money in, what you end up having is these unintended consequences, which are a good thing. Because what I have learned in my investing and entrepreneurship journey is that until you start going down the path, there are so many different things that you do not know exist until you start. Imagine going on any trip, if you've been on a road trip before, maybe you've gone on a hike, that you don't know what's out there until you start. Maybe you're on a hike and you didn't know there was this gorgeous waterfall that was, a few miles into the woods, but you didn't know it was there until you started that journey. And I know for me, anytime I go on a road trip, I love finding that hole in the wall, ma and pa hamburger joint, or some scratch restaurant. I just love finding these places. But many of them, you don't know they're there until you actually get in your car and start driving. And that's the beauty with investing and entrepreneurship, is that the willingness to put yourself out there to take a little bit of risk and test new things, you start discovering things that you didn't even know were out there. But what I do know is that you don't know they're out there unless you start the journey. And that's why it's so important to take some risk. So that is my advice to you, is that if you want to learn about cryptocurrency, which I really think that you want to, I really think that this is something that is going to change the world. And I don't know to what degree, to what extent, but I'm seeing too many people getting into the game now where there is going to be some sort of fundamental shift or change in how we do business. And I believe that cryptocurrency is going to be a factor into that. I don't know if that's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, I don't know that, but I do believe that there is something here, and you don't want to miss out. And the beauty is that you don't have to miss out. And on top of that, you don't have to lose a ton of money if you're willing just to start by opening an account, putting a little bit of money in, and start doing your research that way. Don't learn from the sidelines, learn on the field of play. And the only way to do that is to get started. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great weekend. This is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.